For some reason, they're all not aligned. And now they are. I've cut off some of the name. Huh. Right here, I cut off their name. Right. That's better, I guess. Gonna manually adjust everything to half a scroll. Oh boy. How does that look? Looks better. Okay. I'm trying something new today, actually. I am going to use my phone to see the comments section. Hopefully. Okay, well, in theory, I can read the comments from over there. Awesome. I have an ice cream too, so I gotta finish it before I start. All right. I know, life is so tough. Life is so tough. I have to finish eating this ice cream before I can start streaming. I was craving ice cream today. Oh, why? Oh, yeah, it was on sale. Went to Costco. It's like those drumsticks. They're on sale. But they were on sale a month ago. So it was like 18 drumsticks for about $14, which is really good. That's like less than $1 a drumstick. It's $19 now, which is, not the worst. Still bought it because I was still thinking back to that time when it was on sale, and I kind of regret not buying it then. Of course. I've just realized the flaw with my plan. Normally, I use my phone to have all the notes that I was going to talk about today, or for each game. Well, let's see what we can do then. Also, my phone's being a bit slow today, which is a bit unfortunate. Oh well. Hopefully, y'all are having a good day. Hopefully, I have the most rickety table that my mic is on right now. I'm not sure you can hear the ricketiness of it. But my phone, the mic, and the mouse are on it right now. So, wonderful. All right, I have notes pulled up. I did look at the last game, but, that's probably fine. The last game can be a reaction game. All right. Just give me a moment. I'm finishing up this ice cream stuff. Yum, yum. It's a nice day today. I didn't sleep much. Maybe it's not so nice a day then. Man, it's delicious. Whew. I remember when I was younger, there was a Husky's, a gas station, convenience store, and I would always go because it was nearby, a place where I was like going to. I would always go there and get a drumstick like ice cream and a bag of sunflower seeds, usually dill. That's delicious. Anyways, chirp chirp, it's your bird Night Sparrow here. We're here to review week 2 of the Shogi Harbour TT Series tournament. Woo, yay! Hopefully the screen is nice and my volume is good, because I can't tell otherwise. I'll just keep assuming it's good. We have 4 games today. I've kind of listed them out. Kind of chose them randomly, to be honest. Kind of went into the results section and was like, you, and you. So here we are. Like this. Was this shown before? Yeah, it might have been. Well, anyways. I have some notes for some of the games too. But let's get started with the TTJ section. We have RC21 versus SoFIF Shogi player, which is kind of hilarious because they also have a SoFIF chess player user too. All right, I am going to check my notes here. Move 6, move 8, move 14. Okay, I guess I'll just remember that. Now I can still look at comments. Yay. All right, so we have RC21 versus SoFIF, and I don't actually have an opening thing to this, but we have good old static rook against the open bishop line. They open up their bishop line too, and we start castling. Because in this game, SoFIF doesn't actually really have an opening. They don't really attack or do something. They kind of do a fourth file. Like spoilers, it's fourth file Anaguma. But it doesn't get to that point, unfortunately. And here's one of the reasons why. We're castling when we should be attacking. If you give the opponent all the time in the world, they'll just keep attacking. Hi, my opponent TJ is only able to play after like 1 a.m. my time. Yeah, I can relate to that, Nova. Hello, Danito. It is indeed the Goyong Nocturno. But yeah, Shogi Harbour has like people all over the world. Actually, I can't even say that because I remember when I entered for some of them, my availability was sometimes just, oh yeah, it's midnight to 5 a.m. North American time. Take your pick. So I can't even say that. Those are my times. Yeah. Yeah, good luck with that. Hopefully you guys can schedule something. I mean, if not, that's a bit unfortunate. But yeah, Danito, nice to see you too. But yeah, here we SoFIF starts castling. And against something like this, we have static rook, open diagonal, and as we see here, they're starting a climbing silver attack. It's gonna be too fast, especially if you're castling over in this way. And here even they're trying to go for the Anaguma, and it's not gonna be fast enough. This attack is gonna just storm through, unfortunately. So SoFIF kind of needs to react to what was happening here. Like if, for example, RC21 did fourth file rook and just like set up over here and did like 10 turns of nothing, then yeah, fine, go Anaguma away. But that's not what's happening here. And as soon as you see like there's an attack coming, you kind of need to do something about it. We have Janito, we have 4 games today, 1 from each section. We have TTJ here with RC21 SoFIF. We have TTS, Enes versus Dr Lennon. Oh, let's restart all these. We have TTM's DuduRyuuouBR versus Gosttone. And we have TTK's OlivierP versus... I realized I've been saying this wrong in my mind because I thought this was Keimer's, but I'm reading it now. Like this is like Kazimier's. Let's just call him Asriel. So Asriel here versus OlivierP. Oh yeah, Ice Fox. There you go, Ice Fox. But yeah, we got 4 games today. And I've only really analyzed 2, well, 3 technically. I didn't really have much to say about the TTM game. Other than WoW, but I actually haven't looked fully at the TTK game. So that'll be interesting. The final position, though. Look at this final position. Look at this. Oh my gosh. So I'm curious how that came to this. Also, I just realized this is 187 moves. So I'm kind of curious how that came to be. That might take up like most of the stream today, wondering what has happened there. But back to Sophif's game with RC21. Sophif's trying to Anaguma here, but they're facing up against Climbing Silver Static Rook here. And they might be trying to, blockade stuff, but they really need to start defending here because Climbing Silver is just going to do stuff, right? They're just going to try and do stuff. I looked at your one ping on Discord and I went to check Discord. Sub? What? Did I not ping enough? I mean, technically... Oh, you guys actually see my... You guys can see this, right? Is this on stream? It is on stream now. Ah, and I realized I've forgotten to show Twisted's amazing animation of the TT Series tournament thingy. Which I've realized I forgot to test too. I'm sorry, Twisted. I'll go look for it later. In fact, I'll go... Let me pause the sharing for a moment. All right, sorry, Sophif. Your game is on pause. I'm going to go find a cool animation by Twisted. Now, where is it? I saw it before. It's probably under Twisted Arts, of course. I search here. Maybe Shogi Harbour. Maybe. Come on. Oh. I'm just searching right now. Okay, maybe that's not the way to search it. Okay, what if I don't know how to use Discord on a computer. It's kind of a problem. I know how to use it on a phone, but not on a computer. I don't know how to search stuff. And that's kind of bad. Kind of bad. What if I search for TT Series? Please, please, please. Animation, please. No? No animation? Okay. Then where did I see this animation? That was amazing. Where? Remember me. Where? Was it here? Please say it was here. Sorry, guys. Anyways, how are you guys' day going? Hopefully well. It's like middle of the day here for me right now. Very nice and warm. There's no snow, so I can't complain. Snow is well, I don't particularly like snow. Snow is a bit cold. Yeah, just a little bit cold. It is not here. Are you serious? Oh no. All right. I might need to just give up on this and have it ready for next time, unfortunately. Had a training session with Mifa. Oh my gosh. Danito's going to be pro now. All right. I give up. I cannot find the animation. I'm sorry, Twisted. The animation's going to be delayed for one more day. That's too bad. It was a really good animation. Like, I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. And Brunix just said yo, I think. Yep. All he said was yo. All right, let's continue. Thank you for waiting. We have here, once again, a climbing silver static rook against potentially Anaguma. Who's going to win? Well, let's see what happens. We have gold coming up here. Right, move 14. I really wanted to see more protection here. If you see the attack is coming, first thing, don't castle into the attack. Like, the attack's coming this way, along the static rook line. So if your king's coming over here, it's going to pass through this line, and that's not going to be pretty. But second, if they're attacking this area, you should really try to defend the area, especially if your king's going to be there. Like, this pawn is technically hanging. Okay, well, this pawn is hanging, and it's directly in line. So if these things weren't here, this rook could just come through, right? But, yeah, what happens is we go through. The king is trying to get to his safe spot, but that didn't happen. I'm not sure what this pawn push was, but oh well. An extra turn to get the king in there. And then this pawn push is one of the major ones, yep. Because the silver can come in now. We didn't really block this area off. Nor should you push this in Anaguma, for the most part, by the way. So that makes sense. But now we have two pieces on here. We don't have a general that can come up and protect it immediately. So it's going to fall, unfortunately. The silver's coming in. The rook is coming. We have a bunch of pawns. We're trying to get the diagonal open, I guess. And the rook's coming back, but we've lost their silver. The silver had to be dropped. So we basically profited with a bishop in hand. And it kind of just becomes a little beat down here. So we get the horse. We kind of traded in for the rook. Drop the rook again. There's some kind of play happening, which is great. Which is great. By the way, I would have preferred this be on 5-5. 5-5 is the awesome diagonal. But anyways, trade, bishop again, gold protects it. They're trying. They're definitely trying, but it's going to be too slow. It's going to be too slow. The rook is coming in from on that side. There's the diagonal's covered. This rook is kind of watching this side here. It is it's not looking great. And here some minor stuff, attempts to check and stuff. The knight's gonna come in and take that. In fact, this is probably even too slow, to be honest. Like, knight takes and then rook drop to check. Might still just be too slow. Maybe just go like what can you do? I pulled it. Like, just simply gold over there. And I'm pretty sure this is like, what is it? Hishi? Not Hishi. Threat mate. Because that might just be good now. Check. Gold drop again. I mean, I guess you could take here and escape this way. And you'll have two silvers in hand, I guess. That. Oh, well, that might be the way to go. Continue on from here or something. They have a rook in hand. They can counterattack. I guess it's not the safest way to go about this. Maybe instead the good old surround tactic. Something like that. Threatening a silver drop here or something. Maybe it's fast enough then. But anyways, in the game, they went the safe route, which is fair. Takes, the king finally moves once. And Yeah. Kind of get destroyed there. So the main messages I have for this game is try to have some sort of attack so that your opponent isn't just doing whatever they want. And don't be too focused on your castle. Like, if you fully intend on playing Anaguma, great. Make sure the situation allows it. In this case, there was a rapid attack happening, and the Anaguma is going to fall. It wasn't even fully made, unfortunately. But otherwise, good game. Let's move on to TTS. We have Enes. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Like, I see this, and I'm like, oh, it's Enes. Like, teacher gave me like this. Full-on display of skill. Yeah, well, I remember last season, I'm responding to Denito here. I remember last season, a lot of games were like very back and forth, cutthroat for TCJ. But some games were, one player just completely ran over the other one, sort of thing. Maybe it was a missed tactic or a something or another. So, like, I remember the first time I played TTJ, actually, half my games were half. I'd say like a third to a half were just like I knew my opening better than they knew their opening. It was simple as that. And then the other half was like back and forth, sweating for 2 hours trying to play this game, sort of thing. So yeah. Of course, I picked randomly, and so, well, that was the random game I picked for it. There may have been harder games, maybe easier games played in TTJ, but something I gotta show off No, I try to show off all the games. I'm gonna try to at least for the season. There's probably gonna be repeats though, because if there's 9 weeks, proceeds to demon killer them up. Yeah, I need to learn a different opening. But yeah, I think there's 8 pairings in TTJ. Maybe, I forget now. But there's 9 weeks, so there's gonna be some repeats for sure. But let's move on to Enes versus Dr. Lennon. By the way, Dr. Lennon runs the Chinese chess tournament on the Shogi Harbour Discord, so that's pretty awesome. And I have quite a few notes on this, so I might need to go back and forth, but let's get started. This is Primitive Central Rook versus Urashino. Just hilarious. But I want to comment on here. This is actually already stopping Urashino. Urashino kind of needs to push this pawn to get the silver going. But if this 5/5 pawn is here, it stops that push. So already in this position, Urashino is kind of slowed down significantly. And now, for example, the central rook player can go castle up. They can move their silver up as extra protection. They can move the gold up and move the bishop around or something. So they can do stuff with you. They have time now because Urashino kind of relies on being a fast attack. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm not sure, they do push the pawn. I guess they can. And now Urashino can tempo out their silver and basically do climbing silver. They have to get the king out of the way, of course. This is where the king usually resides for ranging rook. So yeah. Urashino's a go, basically. Which is too bad, because usually primitive central rook can stop that. The next position I want to look at is move 19. So the game goes on. We have typical Urashino stuff. We have kind of typical Central Rook stuff. I would have liked to see more castling, but oh well. We have move 19 here. The bishop goes up. I don't really like this move. I think I would have preferred silver going up here, to be honest. The reason why is this silver is actually threatening the rook and the pawn here. And yes, the rook can just move away. Like, let's go back to what was played in the game. It was bishop. And what I would have done here at Urashino is do this. If the rook goes away, great. The rook is not watching over the central file anymore. But also, this bishop can now go in for the trade. So if this happens, for example, Urashino has kind of broken through. Not kind of, has broken through. Barring any forks that I may not see here. Is there a fork? I guess there's a... It's not really a fork. It's a horse, I guess. It's a horse. But, yeah, the rook can just go through. So, that's kind of dangerous. But yeah, the amazing thing about Urashino is, yes, you can have the silver protected by the bishop, march in and destroy stuff, or you can move the silver out of the way and still have a bishop on that line. And that's pretty powerful, Urashino. And that's why having bishop here might not be the strongest. Like, I don't know, something like this. Attacking the silver, and here they can go in, actually. But if it was silver instead, that was moved up, the situation not exactly the same. Because now you're still attacking this. Let's say they protect it. Well, that kind of blocks the bishop, actually. So that'd be silly, but let's say you do this. You do whatever. For interest, let's move something that's not there. And if they go for the attack, it's kind of similar. Like, you still have a rook there. But now you can go, like, gold here. And now the rook does not have access to this knight. In fact, the rook is stopped. And let's say, oh, I want to, well, pawn won't work. Drop a silver there, for example. They can do something like this. Counterattacking. And you kind of have to move away. So in other words, having a piece there so that you can protect that piece and block the rook might have been nice. But instead, we move our bishop up. Of course, the whole sequence doesn't happen. Both sides build up more of their attack. Looks like Dr. Lennon is trying to go for the silver, supported by the bishop. Enes is trying to castle here and be secure. And the next move I want to look at is move 38. Move 38. A bunch of things happened. So the silver does eventually go down, by the way, but it only attacks the rook. You have the bishop exchange here. The rook comes in. You can't really stop it from being a dragon. But we have this awesome tactic here by Enes. Bishop drops here. And it's actually a fork. Amazing. Awesome fork. Dr. Lennon decides not to trade their dragon away. Makes sense. Takes the lance. And here Enes makes a dragon themselves. And the king kind of moves away. There might have been a better sequence here if the bishop took. Now, I know that this gold is hanging now. Yes, gold is hanging. Sad gold. But something like this, where we have the king has only one move, and now horse takes here for the gold. If king takes, then you still have a dragon. And they don't have a gold to block. Like if they block with something, say lands, for example, you have gold here, and they have to go away. Then you take that whatever was blocking it. You're threatening mate here. They have to do something about it. They can't escape here because you have a silver actually on the 5/5. The silver is doing work right now. What do they do? I mean, they could do, well, this is still mate. Like something like this. And it's still mate. You got a lance here. And whatever they do, dragon here will be game over then. In other words, by using the horse here instead of the rook, you're kind of tempoing into an attack. Especially with this being blocked. There's a wall here. This king is kind of in a box. A very dangerous little box. And now, in this box, you take away their one protection, their gold. So, I mean, it's pretty dangerous, right? It's not... I didn't see a mate here. Like, it's really close. I didn't see a mate. Maybe, something like... Knight check. Can't take because... Check. Protect. Check. And eventually it'll be mate here. So maybe king comes up. And... Oh, this is a free gold now, by the way. So now you're threatening gold drop here as well. So, I mean, what are you going to do? The silver is protecting everything. This might have been... Oh, I see spam. Gold 5/1. Gold 5/1. Hang on. Where is this gold 5/1? Are you saying for Dr. Lennon to do gold 5/1 at some point? Let me get rid of faithful unfairness, blah, blah, blah. This is the only other variation. Okay. All right. I've copied the message. How do I delete the message? I've copied it again. Excellent. All right. I did not know how to delete you message. That's unfortunate. Maybe on here. Block. Did that work? Okay, I blocked it on Restream. Now, how do I block it on Twitch? All right, you'll have to bear with the sad spammer. Click on the user and select ban, huh? I think it's because I'm not actually in my account thing. That might be why. All right, so at some point there might have been a gold 5/1, and then the king can escape. That's fair. But yeah, I think horse taking here might have been just game winning instead of rook takes. But in the game, you get rook takes, and there's not much left of this game, honestly. But we have rook takes. They take the silver. This gold comes over actually to protect the knight. Some protections happening. The dragon retreats, more protection. Which, by the way, I think this is a bit overkill. We could have had a token here because this dragon's kind of in jail right now. So if we had a token here, that'd been pretty awesome. Especially some attack could have happened sooner. But anyways, the game goes on. We got a fork here. Great, takes. The dragon comes up. We have bishop drop here. We take their dragon, so there's like not many threats left. They have a knight fork. And things happen. But eventually Dr. Lennon finds a nice little attack here with the gold and just really puts the pressure down. Enes gets really close, by the way. We have a bishop here. We have this putting pressure, but unfortunately it was a bit too late. Dr. Lennon comes in with all the pieces. And we have mate. Good game, you guys. That was pretty intense. But yeah, I think both sides had good chances there. Moving on to, I can never pronounce his name. DuduRyuuouBR. I don't want to call him Dudu. That'd be sad. Let's call him Ryu. Oh, that's so short. You might as well call him the whole name then. Let's call him Dude. Versus Gosttone. Why did I choose this game? I forget. Well, I had very little sleep, if I haven't mentioned it already. So I'm already kind of dying. But this actually was really cool. This is Temple Loss Bishop Exchange opening, which honestly I rarely see. For all that is discussed, I rarely see Temple Loss Bishop Exchange. Amazingly. I'm sure this is all Joseki too. They're going up. We had opposing rook, by the way. Dudu, the name, Ryu, the title, Brazil. Oh, so they are Dudu. That makes sense. Okay. Thank you, Denito. So Dudu goes opposing rook. And immediately when I see this, I'm always thinking this pawn and this pawn, technically this pawn too, are all weak and hanging. And I would just immediately go for this. I'm not sure why they did. Gosttone, not Gosttone, Dudu does eventually do this, the bishop fork, but they wait a while. So I'm wondering if it's Joseki or not. I don't actually know. But yep, there's some reinforcement. The king starts moving. This pawn opens up, which I'm always scared of because the 5-5 bishop can hit it. But anyway, silver goes up. We have finally the bishop fork. Maybe they're waiting for a target. I'm not sure. I mean, a free horse, right? I'm always up for a free horse. And Gosttone tries counterattacking. Things are happening. We have pawns staring at each other. I'm always scared of this bishop in hand, right? But, the bishop comes down. We have the diagonal actually very vulnerable now. Very vulnerable. We got the silver up. But we have the pawn takes. And we're just trying our best to unpin the silver so we can get to the rook. Doesn't happen. Instead, we give them the 5-5 bishop. Kind of dangerous. So it comes back. But we do have this here. Which actually, I was wondering. Like, this would have been pretty awesome, huh? Even if knight takes, you have a token. Although I guess you might not be able to do much of the token. You kind of give them silver in hand. I don't know. The demon killer in me is like, oh, there's a pawn right there. You go get them. But I guess there's not enough materials. So yeah, reinforcement. They go ahead and sack the horse for the silver, which makes no sense to me, by the way. I can't imagine doing that. We give away the lance. That's fine. We got a token now. They're just going nom nom noms. Oh yeah, right. Because it's threatening the rook. We're threatening the rook, and the rook runs away. And that move is like, I don't know. I cannot comprehend these good players. Like, they're willing to trade. They're willing to trade for, like, nothing. Well, not nothing, but, a horse for silver seems like a really bad trade. And yet they've done it. Probably without... They're probably just like, oh, it's Joseki. So we lost the rook. We got the silver back. And there's a lot of pressure here. Great. It's kind of scary, actually. This gold is technically hanging right now. Oh, so was the dragon. The dragon was also hanging. Whoops. But, I mean, they have rook in hand. So they can do stuff here. Now, this rook is coming in. This king is like... This king is pretty much in the corner here. And, spoilers, Gosttone wins somehow. So how does Dudu try to counter here? Okay, they dropped the rook. But look at how many generals are here. Oh my gosh. And okay, so on the trade start, we got knight takes into gold, silver takes back. The dragon comes in for a check. Is this not mate? I mean, it must be really close, right? I mean, yeah, you take this. This is not quite there yet. Can I not drop? Can I not drop? Oh, silly me. Silly me. So something like this. And is this enough? Checks. That. Like, this is enough, right? This would have been mate. Well, you know, if the horse wasn't there, this would have been mate. All right, accounting for the horse. All right, back to this position. What can we do then? Something like... what can we do here? Pawn? I mean, silver just takes, right? Then is this... This is probably not enough, right? Because we can escape here. And that's not enough. Okay, never mind. This is not enough. I thought there'd be mate there. I totally forgot about the horse. All right, well, in game, Gosttone plays it safe. Not plays it. Plays it slightly slow. This is probably he, she, or threat mate in some way. Probably. Maybe. What is that threatened? Like, takes. Well, anyways, Dudu decides to counterattack. We have a target on the king's head there. Gold drop to protect. Another bishop to target it. And protect this pawn at the same time. Very nice. And we're just like, we're chilling. Silver takes over here. So now we got a golden hand. Token takes back. One less protector over here. We got a silver drop back there. And the dragon just takes it. Silver comes in to check. We can't go up here anymore because, well, we have a silver in hand, actually. That's why. And the lance is actually playing its role here. The whole plan of the lance. So now we're waiting for a rook or a golden hand here. We drop 2 rooks. And defense. And Dudu is really trying to get in here without giving a gold or a rook here. So finally Dudu drops a gold. And there's 2 rooks here. And we take a silver. The rook takes it. And king takes it. And I give up after that. There must have been a line then, huh? Like, let's say this takes. And this gold drop is pretty much mate, right? I wouldn't say pretty much, though. It's close. But they're safe there. Well, they're safe regardless. And I think there's no way of stopping that rook, huh? Wow. There's just too much. Good game, you guys. It's always interesting to see higher level games. I don't see enough of them, to be honest. I look at them like, wow, these are the most amazing moves ever, even though it's probably just like static rook. Or, double wing attack. All right, last game. We have OlivierP versus Icebox. Ice Fox. Pronunciation bad. And as you saw in the final position, is kind of insane. So how did we get there? This game I didn't actually analyze or look, so it's going to just be a reaction. We have Central Rook. We have Goki and Central Rook versus what almost looks like fourth file. We have fourth file Rook. Awesome. Both sides castle. Central Rook castles this way. That's kind of interesting. This is not the usual way of castling, actually. No, it goes this way. What has happened? What are you planning, OlivierP? We already have Mino Castle over here. What are you going to make? Well, we're going to make Anaguma. Oh, boy. Is this why this took like 170 moves? Probably. We have this interesting push. Maybe to free some space. Maybe we're going to move to third file. That's always exciting, third file. But yeah, Anaguma. Silver comes up. Anaguma some more. We have third file Rook. Cool. Stuff happens. And we start attacking. Great. We can't break through yet. It was worthy try. We have a pawn in hand, I guess. Redirecting bishop. We have, by the way, high Mino. Pawn attacking. Wow. Sensei's really taking up a lot of space now. Wow. I guess it is kind of art when you look at it like this, huh? Like there's a reason behind their moves, probably. What the reason is, probably I can't tell most of the time. They're actually setting things up. Sack a pawn for that. Oh, bishop trade. Really? We could have traded now. Or did you not want the rook off? Or the gold off? That's interesting. What was with this pawn drop? Is that Joseki? It makes no sense to me. Why do you want to trade up there? Okay, well, we got bishop fork. They protect this pawn instead of that pawn. So we got a horse, in theory. Yes, a horse. But they got a runaway pawn, so they take it. Man, they're just really pressuring this poor silver here. They have a nice big wall here now. It's kind of cool. And Anaguma, so they actually have like a proper attack here. Oh, man. This is kind of insane. Is this the kind of game that Shogi's supposed to be like? This is kind of insane. Like, look at this back and forth. This knight has somehow just jumped up into here. Like, for fun. We have rook exchange. Oh my gosh, we have rooks on Anaguma versus rook on Mino. Now what? Why does gold not take that? Ugh. That's a good question. Oh, right, because it's pinned. That's why. This poor rook is pinned. And now we're adding more pressure. Ice Fox wins. Yeah, okay. Ice Fox wins. But you can kind of see why this poor king is actually getting surrounded slowly and steadily. This bishop's out of place. Well, this horse out of place, but whatever. On the other hand, Mino has not quite been touched yet. It will be soon, though. This gold has come out of the castle. And horse comes back. We're taking a lance. They got a dragon now, too, though. Olivier has dragon. Yeah, I'm just going to play the rest out and see what happens. Wow, there's makeshift castles. You got a horse on 5/5. Oh, the bishop. What happened to the bishop? The bishop took the horse. The knight took the horse. The silver took the knight. The horse took the pawn. And just having a severe attack with the Sente King right now while attacking the silver. It looks like Sente is not going to be fast enough. Sorry. Icebox looks like he's having a great time just surrounding the king, whereas OlivierP is kind of getting surrounded here. But yeah, it's important to watch a pro game. Not a pro game. A really, really good players playing every so often. Just to see the difference. There's no demon killer here. There's probably not Urshino here. So it's kind of humbling to see, a game being played by people who know what they're doing for once. I swear, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, wow. He's dove in. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Most of the time. Oh, is that still pinned? And we've taken it now? It's protected by the gold. But also the... What was I going to say? My mind has wandered. Well, never mind then. This is a cool way of breaking Anaguma, by the way. And a cool way of protecting Anaguma. Really far bishop protection. Rook drop again. They're trying to break down this half Mino that's kind of a wall now. Takes. Gold in there. Oh my god. Another bishop protecting the bishop. That's hilarious. More pressure. Oh my gosh. Okay. And counter pressure. Unfortunately, OlivierP is just trying to defend now. But Ice Fox actually has no pieces in hand, so it's kind of dangerous. Takes. Oh no, the rook's gone. Bishop, though. And the other horse comes back to protect. Cycling through. That's hilarious. Takes a knight. Gold. Horse takes. We took a gold as well. Oh, I see. This is where they're clearing off the board to make that amazing checkmate eventually. The king runs. Oh, man. The running's blocked. Oh, my gosh. And they're running to the right. But the lance drop stops that. And tokens coming in. Wow. Both sides are just attacking and then dealing with the problem and attacking some more. It's kind of amazing. Oh, no, I've lost the place. Okay, well. I guess I won't go much further into this because it's just me going, wow, sort of thing. But I guess we can really learn that, really see how they attack and defend at the same time. It's kind of amazing. Good job, TTK. All right, that is all the games I have. Keep going, wow. It's cool to look at, right? I also looked at the clock and went, wow. You want to see the end? Okay. Let's see. I think here, okay, they're trying to attack. The king runs that way, but the lance blocks it. We block the lance and try to get rid of some of the threats and pose our own threats. Like, look, this rook is... Well, it's a threat mate. It gets blocked by silver. We have pawn to threat mate. Knight comes up. The rook has to take now. But we put another pawn there. Oh, and rook check. Gold. And gold check. Like, wow. Okay, it comes up. We have another takes over there. And the king runs. The king's running. Bishop blocks him away. And finally, the knight checkmate. Like, look at the cage that Ice Fox made over here. It's such a good cage. Yeah, right? That's a very cool ending. Like, wow. I'm not sure if Icebox calculate that entire sequence or not, but seeing the box for the king get smaller and smaller and smaller is really cool. Wow, good job, you guys. Good games. And like, look, this is threat mate. At some point, a gold drop there is mate. And if you take this, then you have rook drop and who knows what other fancy things you have. So it's kind of amazing just letting your king be in threat mate for like the whole time. All right, well, I've looked at the clock and I was like, oh, time is advancing. I start to make dinner. But thank you for joining me. Danito, I think you're the only one right now, and that's okay. Hopefully you're having a great day. And I'll see you guys some other time. In fact, I actually wanted to test something. I was hoping to test something while the stream is up. Because I have a capture card now. And I was hoping to test to see if I can stream my Switch without needing a screen for the computer, if that makes sense. Like, I only have one computer in my setup, but usually with a capture card, you have one computer or one screen for the computer and one screen for the in this case, the Nintendo Switch. But I was wondering, what if we just had the Switch screen going and just leave the computer on, but without a screen? And will it record and stuff still? So I was curious about that. That's what I'm going to test right now. So the last portion of this is just testing, to be honest. Seeing if something works. Always fun. Okay, capture cards in. I need the Switch. Switch to go in here. And I need one more HDMI cable. Oops, that was my phone. Where's my phone? Oh well. But yeah, I'm hoping I got Atelier, the new Atelier game, Atelier Yumiya, that I'm hoping to play tomorrow on stream, and it'll be a blind playthrough. So it's not going to be chess or shogi related. I know, guess. I'm going to start my Let's Play career. Yeah, I've always wanted to be a Let's Player. How long ago? I'm not sure, but I was very inspired by Let's Players of the past. And I've always wanted to try my hand on it. You know, at this point, it's just for fun. Like, I am not going to make money off Let's Plays. I already have a career. Don't have time to regularly stream and whatnot, especially with a 3-year-old running rampant. And, you know, the want for a stable career, that's kind of important. Stable life. I'm not sure how stable income is for a streamer, but I'm going to say probably not. There's a lot of wires everywhere. I'm kind of scared right now. My Switch controller is really tangled. With everything what has happened here, why are you so tangled? How did you get this way? I swear, controller, you're slightly worse than a 3-year-old. How did you get tangled? It's literally you and one other wire. How did you get tangled? How did you tangle the same wire 3 times? Oh my gosh. How? Alright, untangle. Good enough. Good enough. You're only tangled one more time. Bleh. No, I'll watch it. Oh, sorry, Dr. Lennon. You missed your game over here. I didn't I went over a few things. it was mainly on the points I went over were mainly about Enes. Because your attack was like pretty solid there. I think I went over something about your attack. Um, let's go over it real quick. Hang on. So in this game, they went primitive central rook versus your Urashino. The first comment I had was that this, if Enes just left, no, not that. If Enes just left this pawn here, you can't really push this pawn anymore. Like if they start castling, you can't really open this because they take, and you can't really move your silver there anymore. It kind of stops Urashino. But of course, what happened in the game is they decided to push anyways and let you come through with tempo. And the other thing I had about your position is here in this sort of position, for Urashino, what you could do is do this, attack the rook. The rook can do whatever. Well, rook can't do this because you just come in, and they're kind of screwed. So they kind of have to go somewhere else. And now your bishop is actually still attacking the square, so you can actually push. And if the exchange happens, your rook is kind of unstoppable. And there's no forks they can do, like no fancy fork here or here to try and do something. So your rook is kind of unstoppable there. So you could actually, I know you do the exchange later on, and it's still unstoppable. But if you do it here, it's already pretty winning. And what they could have or should have done, in my opinion, is move the silver here, because the silver protects this. And if the whole sequence still happens, pawn, trade, your rook is there. They now have a piece in the way, so the gold can protect the piece. And if you try and break through, for example, they can just kind of sidestep it, sort of thing. So yeah, and yeah, it's gonna be in the VODs for Twitch. I'm also gonna upload it to YouTube, and then I'll put that link up as well. But yeah, those are the main things that apply to you. The rest of it was Enes. There was a nice attack that Enes had at the 40-something mark. Right here after this exchange, and this bishop here, you ran away from it. And they took with the dragon here, but if they took with the bishop, I think it would have been a really strong, if not just checkmating, mating sequence sort of thing, possibly. Or at the very least, very, very, very close to mating. Yeah, exactly. If they took here, you were pretty much lost. Like I thought of something like this where they take here and you're kind of forced to take, and then now they can tempo rook, tempo dragon here, and this silver is like this wall, this is a wall, this dragon's here. Yeah, so yeah, it was very back and forth. Really good game from you guys. Really awesome. Really awesome. Good game. Love to see it. Yeah, it was I agree. It very easily could have been a loss for you, a win for Enes. But you know what? You triumphed. You made it through. Congratulations. You should have taken the bishop with your rook. Probably. I know. I like the dragon too. Like this position kind of is a bit sad. What do you do here, right? Maybe what do you do here? There might be something here. I'm trying to think. Like, probably not this, right? Probably not that. But I'm sure there's some sort of tech. Everything's so open. It's kind of silly. It's so open. Like maybe this, and then it comes here and becomes a horse, or I don't know. It would take a bit of looking into from this position. It's just so open. But yeah, good game, you guys. Alright, I'm gonna do a final test, and this test is going to involve my Switch. So I'm going to. I mean, you guys can stay for the test, of course. I just want to check volume and stuff. So I'm going to turn on the turn on the Switch. Hopefully it's turning on. In theory, it's on. Alright, I'm gonna stop sharing this. Okay, I can leave those alone. Let's share. How do I share Switch? How to... Is it this? Yeah, Dr. Lennon, have a nice day. Oh, it's this. Okay, I think this is it. Camera on. So yeah, this is for Future Night Sparrow. Future Night Sparrow. This is testing for Future Night Sparrow. I hope this is working. I'm going to make sure this is on. Oh, my Switch is off again, that's why. Come on, Switch, stay on, please. What is going wrong here? Is it my input output? HDMI in. Oh. Oh. I put the in the out, and I put the out as the in. And I is dumb. Okay. This is fixable. Okay. Dumb can be fixed. You heard it here first. Dumb can be fixed. Okay. Please work. Okay. Let me select something for now. Okay. Let's go with here. Fine, update. Okay, if I go back to computer, wish I could see it on my screen thing here. Okay, so in theory, no video, wonderful. Can I flip this? Mirror camera? No, don't mirror camera. Okay. Please work. Console battery, okay. Please work. How's audio? Is my audio working? Okay, blue snowball is the audio. Okay, so far, that seems okay. Okay. So you probably can't hear game audio right now. And that's okay. So if I change this to Okay. I'm back to the microphone. All right. Future Night Sparrow. How does the digital audio thingy work again? Because from what I remember, we need to connect both the microphone and the video game output to this virtual thingamabobber. And somehow that will get both the game audio and mic audio going. Right? Right. So right now it's that. But if I do this, like if I do all right. Feature Night Sparrow. Unfortunately, is not working out. So we're gonna try again in the future. We're gonna hopefully get it right tomorrow, because tomorrow is when we're gonna stream Atelier, right? So if anyone's still there, have a nice day. Testing did not work very well. Oh well.